From the start of his illustrious career to the untimely end of his fascinating life, dreams have been a prevalent and consistent theme in the work of renowned American author David Lynch. In the case of Mulholland Drive, a film which is widely regarded as a contender for being Lynch's magnum opus, he delves into the hazy line between fantasy and reality and how that mirrors a different sort of dream, that being the enigmatic Hollywood dream. Released in 2001 to a glowing critical reception, Mulholland Drive's theatrical market yielded successful box office returns, with a total global revenue of over $20 million at the time of the film's release. These dazzling numbers, when combined with radiant reviews, provide the backdrop for the shiny veneer of Hollywood's glitz and glamour, a subject which ironically stands front and center in Lynch's film. This glossy facade is one of the key components of the Hollywood dream. When you mention Hollywood to someone, it's likely that their mind would jump instantly to the famous neighborhood in Los Angeles, with its star-studded boulevard and iconic sign. Residing a level beyond this, though, is the cultural symbol which Hollywood represents. Many people look towards, as Richard Maltby puts it, the familiar foreign territory in the movies and in their imagination, indicating a universal recognition of the semiotic nature which Hollywood possesses. This symbol is one romanticized by Hollywood itself, a dream perpetuated by the apparently self-reflexive stories it generates. This mythologization of Hollywood turns it from a place to a story of a place, a glamorous world of success and good fortune where people get their big break and everyone's wildest dreams come true. This dream of becoming a star is how we initially come to understand our protagonist Betty, a naive and wide-eyed girl from rural Ontario who moves to Los Angeles in pursuit of the Hollywood dream. Her burgeoning romance with the distressed amnesiac Rita and their attempts at understanding how they came to be in their current situation frame the narrative as a classic Hollywood mystery. These more fantastical generic elements are eventually justified when we discover in the final act of the film that we've been privy to the dissociative musings of Diane, a failed star whose dreams lie in tatters.
Come on, it'll be just like in the movies. We'll pretend to be someone else.
Author Alistair McTaggart notes how the film is split into the illusory and dissociated world of the first part of the film, in which the developing relationship between the two leads is retrospectively known to be coded as Diane's fantasy. Throughout the final 30 minutes of the film, we see the stark disparity between Diane's idyllic dream and the bleak reality of her life. Diane's switch from an innocent dreamer looking to start a new and exciting life to a washed up and depressed wreck can be viewed as a reflection of how disingenuous and hollow the Hollywood dream truly is, how it presents a false promise beneath which there lies a far more upsetting truth. Viewed this way, it's easy to understand Diane's dissociation and detachment from real life. In many ways, the reality we are presented with at the end of Mulholland Drive, while certainly relevant to the condition of Hollywood back in 2001, appears to be an eerily pertinent prophecy for the current state of affairs in the Hollywood of today, where nepotism and a business model of, as Maltby puts it, maximum pleasure for the maximum number for the maximum profit run rampant. It is exactly for this reason that it is important not only to deconstruct how the film itself interrogates the Hollywood dream, but also how Lynch and the position he holds either perpetuates or goes against the veneer which sustains the image of Hollywood. Backed up by surrealistic leanings, Lynch's fundamentally countercultural roots align with his status as one of the pioneers of the American New Wave cinema, which bloomed in the 1970s. While not labelled as one of the infamous movie brats, Lynch maintained a peripheral position in this new Hollywood, an era of filmmaking characterized by a reluctance to comply with studio mandates and instead satisfy the demands of an increasingly pessimistic populace in the wake of recent civil unrest. Over time, Lynch, along with numerous other up-and-coming figures of his generation, grew into the positions previously held by the established Hollywood elites, which they sought to usurp in their youth. While it could be argued that the same can't be said for the likes of Steven Spielberg or George Lucas, Lynch notably strived to maintain full artistic control in the majority of his work, in spite of the common stigmas frequently rallied against his work by academics like Geoff Andrew, who labelled Lynch's work as unrewardingly vague with a disregard for narrative coherence. For this reason, I believe it is fair to argue that despite Lynch's position as one of recent cinema's most recognisable figures, given his insistence on not caving to industry pressures and maintaining artistic control, his depiction of Hollywood in Mulholland Drive is not one which aims to perpetuate the myth of the Hollywood dream, but rather to take a disillusioned look beyond the smokescreen and depict the full stream needed to hide from the reality of the nightmare behind it.